Her smile lit up rooms, and her name seemed to echo across continents. Farrah Fawcett was a global icon, yet the world only ever saw a portion of who she truly was. Behind the hair, the posters, and the fame was a woman shaped by discipline, creativity, and private battles no one knew she was fighting. Born Mary Farrah Lenny Fawcett on February 2, 1947, in Corpus Christi, Texas, she grew up the younger of two daughters in a modest, conservative household. Her mother stayed home, carrying Choctaw roots in her family history, while her father worked long hours as an oil rig contractor. Life was simple, money never flowed easily, and structure was taught early. She attended St. Patrick's Catholic School, where routine and quiet discipline shaped her childhood. Even as a little girl, she seemed touched by something rare. At 5 years old, she was already winning local art contests, sculpting and drawing far beyond her age. Her creativity followed her everywhere she went, and by the time she reached W.B. Ray High School, she was also the girl everyone noticed the moment she walked into a room. For 4 consecutive years she was voted most beautiful, an unusual run that built her confidence without arrogance. Teachers remembered her as focused and self-driven. People later claimed they could already sense she was headed for something extraordinary. In 1965 she earned a beauty scholarship to the University of Texas at Austin, intending to study microbiology. She moved into Mayfair House, joined Delta Delta Delta, lived the life of a college girl, but a camera could not ignore her. She was named one of the 10 most beautiful students on campus, and a Hollywood publicist saw her photo. A new path opened. At 18 she made a decision that startled her family. She left school in 1967 and moved to Los Angeles to try acting. She arrived with more hope than security, took small jobs, washed hair in salons, posed for print ads, anything to stay afloat. Casting rooms rejected her often. Then in 1969 she posed nude for Esquire. The reaction was immediate and divided. Some praised her boldness. Others said she had ruined herself. Yet the attention worked. Doors once closed began to open. Her hair, naturally sun-kissed and feathered, became its own phenomenon in the early 70s. Producers dismissed it at first, calling her too wholesome, too all-American. The world disagreed. Magazines, posters, commercials, everyone wanted her. She filmed over 100 commercials by the end of 1968, becoming the face of brands like Max Factor and Noxzema. She turned down Playboy despite pressure from agents who believed nudity sold careers fast. She refused. She wanted control over her image even when it cost her work. Her acting career began slowly. She appeared in the French film Love is a Funny Thing in 1969. A silent role but a real set, a real camera. In 1970 she played Mary and in Myra Breckinridge opposite Raquel Welch, a controversial film she later regretted. Guest roles followed in shows like The Flying Nun and Mayberry RFD, but scripts often highlighted her looks instead of her talent. She wanted more. The industry didn't know what to do with a woman who was beautiful and ambitious. In 1968 she met actor Lee Majors, and their romance brought headlines along with pressure. Majors loved her but reportedly wanted control. Dinners on time, her career secondary to his. The cracks widened. Meanwhile, fame exploded. In 1976 came the red swimsuit poster. Over 12 million copies sold. It became the best-selling poster in American history. That same year, she premiered as Jill Monroe in Charlie's Angels. The show dominated television, at times pulling in 59% of the viewing audience. Suddenly she wasn't just famous, she was a phenomenon. Yet she was paid only $5,000 per episode and found the script shallow. She wanted intelligence in Jill, dimension, purpose. Producers wanted her hair and smile. After one season she walked away, rejecting a pay increase and demanding fair merchandising royalties instead of the small cut she received. A lawsuit followed, attempts to blacklist her, and eventually a settlement that required her to return for 6 guest appearances. Hollywood punished her for daring to say no. Still, she changed the conversation about actors and image rights. Film roles followed, some successful, some harshly criticized. In Logan's Run, critics called her performance wooden. Somebody Killed Her Husband in 1978 flopped and fueled jokes that it killed her career. Her marriage to Majors dissolved by 1982. Sunburn, Saturn III, and other projects brought more criticism, pushed her into scenes she felt unsafe in, and earned Razzie nominations. Cannonball Run in 1981 finally hit big, making $100 million, but the success was darkened when her stunt double Heidi Von Beltz suffered a paralyzing accident. The guilt changed her. She pulled back from physical roles. By the early 1980s she was fighting typecasting and financial struggle. Then came a transformation. In 1983 she stunned Broadway in Extremities, a violent, emotionally grueling play that left her bruised every night. The performance demanded therapy to process, but Hollywood finally saw her differently. The TV film The Burning Bed in 1984 was a turning point. She portrayed Francine Hughes, a battered wife, with devastating realism and earned an Emmy nomination. More serious roles followed: The Guardian, Small Sacrifices, each darker and more demanding. She no longer chased glamour. She chased truth. In her personal life, she entered a long, turbulent relationship with Ryan O'Neal. They loved each other fiercely, argued often, reunited, broke apart, returned again. Their son Redmond was born in 1985. In 1997 everything shattered when Farrah found O'Neal with actress Leslie Stephenson on Valentine's Day. She remained calm, asked the woman's name and walked out. Though they would still circle back to one another, trust never fully healed. She began sculpting seriously during the 1990s, creating bronze works that surprised critics. Some pieces sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. She appeared in The Apostle with Robert Duvall, took TV roles sparingly, and continued to prove she could command the screen. She also battled rumors about substance abuse, quietly entering rehab in 1982, and speaking openly about it years later, choosing honesty instead of shame. In 2006 she was diagnosed with anal cancer. Treatment was brutal. She refused a colostomy to preserve her quality of life. By her 60th birthday she was cancer-free, but months later it returned aggressively, spreading to her liver. She decided the world would see the truth of illness rather than a polished lie. Her documentary Farrah's Story aired in 2009 to nearly 9 million viewers, showing her vulnerability, her fear, her strength. She sought experimental treatments in Germany, facing criticism and pain but continuing to fight. Before her death she asked to spend her final days in Cher's Malibu home by the ocean, but Ryan O'Neal insisted she stay with him instead if she wanted to be near the sea. In her 2007 will she left $4.5 million to Redmond in a protected trust and $3.3 million to create the Farrah Fawcett Foundation, which later raised more than $10 million for cancer research and patient support. She died on June 25, 2009, with Ryan and friend Alana Stewart beside her. She was buried at Westwood Village Memorial Park, near comedian Rodney Dangerfield. Fans still leave flowers. Time has not dimmed her legacy. By 2025 her sculptures sold at auction for up to $500,000.